Hello everyone. Today we will study the second chapter of Psychology Class Plus 2, and the name of the chapter is Self and Personality. The topics that will be covered in this part are concept of self, self as subject and self as object, kinds of self, and cognitive and behavioral aspects of self. The study of self and personality helps us to understand not only who we are, but also our uniqueness as well as our similarities with others. By understanding self and personality, we can understand our own as well as others' behavior in diverse settings. Both are important. But today we will start with the concept of self, meaning of self. Actually, there are many different theories and definitions of self among different psychologists, but many of them they agree that the self consists of a person's conscious and unconscious aspects. Conscious means the aspects which you are aware of. You know you are a good singer, you know you are an honest person. Unconscious aspects, the aspects which you are not aware of. Maybe you think you are an honest person, but what people observe about you, that may be the different thing. So it involves both conscious as well as unconscious aspects. It is basically self is basically who are you? What do you know about your own self? Your understanding about your own self. If I ask you to write about yourself, whatever you will write, that is your understanding of yourself, what you have experienced, what you know about yourself. For example, if you write, I'm a singer, I'm a good cook, I am a boy, I am 10 years old, uh, I studied in so and so school, that is your knowledge of yourself. It is basically your identity of who you are as individuals. And because an understanding of self is so important, it has been studied for many years by psychologists. And it is still one of the most important and the most researched topics in social psychology. Self is basically your identity, how you are different from others. And it can be modified also. How? For example, you think, as I told you earlier also, you think you are a very honest person. This is your thinking, this is your idea, this is what you aware of. But what other people they think about you, that may be the different perspective. Okay, so if we talk about self, uh, a little child, a newly born child, he has no idea of self. Actually, it grows with time. As the child grows older, the idea of self emerges and its formation begins. Parents, friends, teachers, and other important people, they play a very important role in shaping a child's ideas about self. And as I told you, it is modifiable. It is modifiable in the light of your own experiences and the experiences you have with other people. It is basically your identity. Now, this identity can be your personal identity as well as your social identity. If we talk about personal identity, it means attributes, qualities that make a person different from others. For example, you are a very good singer. This is your quality that makes you different from others. This is your personal identity. You are known by your singing. And social identity is qualities that link you to a social or cultural group. How people recognize you in a society, in your culture. For example, he's a Hindu, he's a Sikh, he's a Muslim, he's a North Indian. That is your social identity. Okay, so this is basically the concept of self. It is your identity, what you know about yourself. Who am I? Okay, so this basically addresses to this question, who am I? Now next is self as subject and self as object. Self is subject is one who does something, actor, knower. Alright, for example, I am a singer. Here, a subject or an actor, he is actively engages in the process of knowing self. He know what he is doing. And self as an object is one who gets affected. It is basically consequences. The self gets observed and comes to be known. For example, I am the one who easily gets hurt. This is the consequence. This is the result. This is the observation. Okay, so that is self as subject and self as object. Now the next is types of self. Actually, there are many types of self and they get formed as a result of our interaction with our physical and socio-cultural environment. But in your syllabus, there are two kinds of self, that is personal self and social self. The personal self leads to an orientation in which one feels primarily concerned with oneself. Means one is concerned with oneself only. He don't care about others. And emphasis comes to be laid on those aspects of life that relate only to the concerned person, such as personal freedom, personal responsibility, personal achievement, or personal comforts. Means one is concerned about his comfort only, his responsibility only. He can't take the responsibility of others. He wants his comfort only. He don't care about others' comforts. That is personal self. Okay, and social self, it emerges in relation with others and emphasizes such aspects of life as cooperation, unity, affiliation, sacrifice, support, or sharing. Means in social self, one is concerned about others. He feels about others. He cares for others. He cooperates with others. That is social self. And this social self values family and social relations. Okay, and that's why it is also known as familial or relational self. So, this is all for today. I hope these topics are clear to you. We will meet once again in the next part of this video. And in the next part, we will study about cognitive and behavioral aspects of self. Till then, take care. Thank you.